Hi guys, my name is Claire. I'm a Lagos-based Nigerian makeup artist, and today I'm going to do a tutorial on this gorgeous look you saw on my beautiful dark skin model. So for this look, I'm going to put every single product that I used here in the description box below. One thing I don't joke with when I'm doing makeup is my skin prep, because longevity in makeup for me is key. And after this, I'm going to go into my foundation, but before that, I always start with my oil control, then I moisturize skin, then I use the primers that I need, and the next thing would be for me to go into the foundation process. So for foundation, I'm going to do foundation, I'm going to contour the skin, I'm going to do the highlight, and I'm going to set the face. The rest of the video, I'm going to talk in the areas where I feel like I need to educate you on something, and the rest of the time I'll just allow you to enjoy and watch the video yourself. So yeah. The reason why I use a spatula to apply foundation on the skin is to control the amount of product I put on the sponge, at times. If you're wondering the reason why I put some fixing spray on the sponge, is just to dampen it a little bit, so it can help me, to be easy for me to apply the product on the skin. The foundation I used here was Huda Beauty in the shade Mocha. I used Born This Way foundation in the shade Chai, and I also used a Nigerian brand called Beauty Cosmetics in the shade Maroon. I mixed all of them to get the undertone that I wanted, and then also her skin shade as well. And don't forget that blending in makeup is key. Whether it is skin work, whether it is eyeshadow, whether it is powder, it's always very important for you to blend it. Here now I'm doing the contour, and if you can see, I'm using the brush to do her nose contour. The product I used for her nose contour is Black Opal Stick Foundation in the shade Black Walnut and a little bit of Ebony. And I used angle brush for precision for the nose contour, so you can always even use your beauty blender if you want to. It's just basically what works for you. After here, I'm going to go ahead to do her blush. I used a liquid lipstick actually for my blush, because I wanted the shade of peach mixed with a little bit of red, which was what I got from that lipstick, so I used it. And if you're making use of lipstick for your contour or for your blush, you should blend it out immediately, because if it dries, you're going to have issues, blending it into the skin. Now let's go into highlight and contour. The reason why you highlight is if you want the places you're highlighting to be seen. The reason why you contour is if you're trying to hide the areas that you're trying to contour. That's what highlight and contour does. It's like using light and dark, to create an illusion. If you notice, I have a way of applying the highlighter, especially the area of the outer corner of her eye, under her eye. I applied in such a way that if I'm blending it, it does not spoil the illusion that I already created with my contour and my blush. If you're using a stick foundation to contour, it's always easier for you to blend when you want to blend with it. But if you're using a liquid highlighter or concealer, that it tends to dry quickly, it's always better for you to always blend it out immediately you put it in, unless it is very watery, then you might want to leave it for some time so that it would sit into the skin and dry a little bit. For the highlighting, the products I used two different products from Nuban Beauty Cosmetics, the Nigerian brand. I used their shade 043 and their shade 045. 043 was the inner corner of her eye, and the 045 was the outer corner of her eye. So now it's time to set the face, and I'm using Nuban Beauty brand as well in her powder in caramel. I use it to set the face, and if you notice, I'm not using so much products because I don't want that place to look so dry and cakey, so yeah, just a little product goes all the way. I'm going to do this for under her eyes, and in fact basically all the areas where I highlighted, the same thing with the areas where I contoured. I'm going to also use the powder to set it. Basically anywhere you apply anything that is in cream form, you must set it with powder. The next thing I'm going to do is to try to brighten under her eyes a little more, and I'm going to use Makeup Forever in the shade 465. I also love the finishing of this powder on the skin. It's so smooth, so I try to use it all the time. Now for my contour, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty powder in the shade 460 for all the areas that I have contoured. If you're wondering why I switched from Beauty Blender to this little fluffy brush, it's because of the areas that are very close to the hairline. So I'm trying to avoid, putting product on the hairstylist list, because it's always an issue for us makeup artists and hairstylists. So I'm using a small precision fluffy brush, so I would, avoid the areas that I don't want products to be on. Yeah, this is a trick that you should also learn. For dark skin, I always love using orange tones when it comes to blush. Orange, peach. It kind of warms up the skin in a very attractive and just satisfying way, So yeah, and this is VA Beauty Cosmetics brand as well. I always love to use what they call the brow tamer to arrange my brows. It's always easier to get a perfect looking brows or near perfect looking brows when you use a brow tamer to basically tame. The word tame is very important. It just makes it very easy for you to draw on the brows or do whatever you want to do easily without having to deal with hairs that are just straying away from where they're supposed to be. And now it's time to bake. I feel like baking is a lot of girls' favorite, and I'm not sure why, but baking also kind of helps you to create precision on the face. So all the areas where you've done your contour, your highlights, when you bake, it helps to create precision basically. Another thing that baking also does is when you're doing your eyeshadow, it also prevents fallouts from staining the skin. When you have powder on the face, when you finish your eyeshadow and you have any fallouts on, when you just use your little brush to brush it off, everything cleans away, in a very nice way. For the brows, after you finish theming it, it's just very easy breezy. So what I always do, I just trace out the shape that I want to, the brows to have, give it an arc if it needs. Then I just fill in with strokes. Either you use an eye pencil or you use a brow gel. I'm using the brow gel in the shade Nubia and Ebony because of our skin complexion. Ebony is darker, Nubia is just in between dark and chocolate or light. So you can just watch me achieve that. Now for the eyeshadow, I'm creating a nude look, but I also like to use a dark base. The base I'm going to use is the same brow gel that I used for the eyebrows, and I'm going to use the shade in Ebony. It's Hegai&esther brow gel. It's a Nigerian brand. And if you notice, after doing that, I also used my benign clown white primer or shadow base in white because I'm going to use a nude color eyeshadow. So when I apply the nude color, I want it to show the way I want it to show. A lot of times you can also use a dark base and it will still come out nice, but I just wanted this particular base. Now I'm using Annie's Beauty eyeshadow palette in mid browns. This shadow palette is something that you need to have, whether you're a makeup artist, whether you're an individual. It's actually very good, and a lot of times you don't even need like a shadow base. Just drop it on and everything is standing, so just watch me as I go. In case you didn't see my other video, the last tutorial that I created on this page, the reason I'm using this razor is because I'm trying to prevent it from, I'm trying to create an illusion, so I don't want it to leave where I want to apply the product. So I have used different shades of brown in the outer corner of her eye because of the illusion that I'm trying to create. So I really want like a dark effect on the outer corner of her eyes. Afterwards, I'm going to go with the black again. I've used different shades of brown, so now I'm using black from this beautiful eyeshadow palette from Dirty Beauty. And the next one I'm going to do for the crease is to use a nude color, which is also from Annie Beauty's palette. I'm using this gel liner from Inglot. I love how dark this gel liner is. But for you, if you don't know how to work with gel liners, you can also use a normal dark eye pencil. now it's time to dust off all the powder I used for baking. So if you notice, I'm using a powder that is just her shade. It's not just dust off, but somehow blend in, so I don't take out some product from the skin. So I'm basically still leaving some of the powder, but I'm blending it in on her skin. And now I'm going in again with the powder that I used for contouring to contour her face, and at the same time I'm also using this another powder that's her own shade to also, put back on her skin. Now I'm doing mascara. The mascara I'm using is from Mehron, and afterwards I'm going to use setting spray just to lock in the product and kind of reduce how dry the skin looks. Now I'm lining her lip with a gel liner from Hegai&esther as well in the shade Nubia, and I'm mixing it with ebony as well. Afterwards I'm going to use a new lipstick, and I'll blend both of them in together with a little small round fluffy brush. The lipstick I'm using is So Pro lipstick. I really do love the effect that lashes give to a look. The way lashes skyrocket a look from 1 to 100, just somehow, I don't know, just somehow satisfies me. This lashes is from a lash tray from Miss Cosmetics. And afterwards, I'm using this dewy skin balm from da.MM.el. Look at the glow that is already giving her skin. Now I'm also using highlighter from Stila Cosmetics and Nuban Beauty Cosmetics as well. You can see the look is in fact almost everything is almost in, or look has already come together. I'm also using an angle brush to also apply highlighter on the bridge of her nose, because I'm trying not to go beyond where I need to put the product on. After that, I sprayed her face, and I'm doing mascara. I try to do mascara after I spray the face to avoid it smudging when the person closes their eyes. So at this point, you should have subscribed, and we're done. Next thing is going to be our finished look. Thank you for watching.